Want to reignite the passion in your marriage? These 20 date ideas will leave you and your wife craving more than just a dinner and a movie. We're going live.
We'll do it live.
This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
It's hump day today, guys. We're going to have some fun today. Might be a short episode. I had a guy comment on one of my videos asking for an episode on date ideas for married guys or guys in LTRs. I just realized I don't have TikTok going, so I'm going to try to get that going here. How do we start? Oh, such a pain in the butt. Anyway, I had a guy say, hey, man, can you do an episode on date ideas for LTRs or if you're married? And it's like, I get it. You know, it's coming up with new date ideas. It's not easy for us guys. It's not easy. We don't typically like dating, really. If you want to be honest, most guys don't want to date at all. They are really only there because they're trying to get some segs. Right? That's why guys go out on dates. It's a fun-filled opportunity for segs to happen. And so that's why they do it. And so once you get into an LTR or you get married, you're like, I don't have to try anymore. I don't have to try because I already got her, right? I'm already having segs regularly. There's no reason to keep dating her. She's already putting out. That's the whole reason why you're going on a date in the first place, right? Is to try to have create the atmosphere for segs to happen. But if you're having segs regularly, well, I don't have to do that anymore, right? I get it. But you guys got to think about it like this, right? Dates are more than just a fun-filled opportunity for segs to happen. For her, at least, it's an opportunity for connection, right? So I invite you to look at it more than just a fun-filled opportunity for segs to happen, and look at it as an opportunity for you to set the tone and lead in your relationship, okay? Also, don't look at it like it's a transaction for segs. Really, I want you guys to learn to love it. Learn to love it. Love to go out and experience new fun activities. Look at it like you're going out to enjoy this wonderful world all around you, and you are just inviting her to join you to have some fun, right? Truly learn to have fun with this, and you'll look forward to doing it. All right. That's the way I look at dating, right? And then Nurse Chick and I, we're going into our 5th year, and I still take her out to go do fun activities. And it's because I like doing it, right? Nurse Chick would be fine if we never went out, if we just stayed in bed all day. Nurse Chick would be absolutely fine with that. Just occasionally bringing snacks in and water for hydration. And then we just stay in bed all day. And most guys are like, yeah, like, let's do that. But I am setting the tone and leading. So I'm like, no, we're going to have some fun. Damn it. I'm going to enjoy this world. I'm going to enjoy this wonderful universe that has been created for us. And you're welcome to join me. So I drag her along and force her to have fun. Oh, man. All right, guys, if you are new to the channel, my name is Paul Bauer, and I help men level up and get better with women. And the funny thing about helping men level up and get better with women is that it tends to make us better men in all areas of our lives when we do that. Today, I have 20 dating ideas for you if you're married or in a long-term relationship. And stay tuned until the end, because number 18, that's really going to bake your noodle. Okay, so stick around till the end. But guys, let's face it. The honeymoon phase doesn't last forever. Over time, routines take over and intimacy can start to fade. Your marriage feels more like a business partnership than a romantic connection. If you're stuck in the same old dinner and a movie routine, it's no wonder the spark is dying. You want something more, something exciting and unforgettable. But where do you even start? Well, I've got you covered. In today's video, we're diving into 20 unique and creative date ideas that will shake up your routine and bring back that excitement. Whether you want to go adventurous, intimate, or try something totally new, these ideas will help you reconnect and make new memories with your wife or your girlfriend. And then, guys, if you are dating masters, okay, if some of you guys are an LTR, some of you guys are my 3% brothers, some of you guys are my beer club brothers, and you guys are in LTRs, so you guys know the game. If you guys have some good date ideas that I don't mention, like sound off in the chat, okay? And I'm talking about like somewhat unique date ideas that you take your girls on. You know, for instance, for Nurse Chick's birthday a couple of weeks ago, I took her to the circus, right? That's not the normal place that people take dates, but I took Nurse Chick there and we had a blast, okay? Before we get into it today, do be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday without fail. I did make it on TikTok today, even though we were a little late on TikTok. If you guys can, head on over to my YouTube channel. We're live over there. If you guys have comments, if you sound off on my YouTube channel, I can actually bring it up on the screen. So do that. Guys, if you are watching live right now, please sound off in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. If you guys have good date ideas yourself, let's hear them. I'll bring them up on the screen. You guys could also just drop your favorite emoji, you know, a thumbs up or a beer emoji, whatever. All that kind of stuff boosts us in the algorithm. If you guys are watching the replay, drop a comment below. And then for the love of God, please send some super chats, okay? But be warned, if you guys send a $10 or a $20 super chat, you guys get either the shaking booty video or the bouncing blubs video, and that it tends to get me demonetized. So just fair warning. And you beer club guys know that you automatically get bumped up to the next level. All right. It gets me demonetized every time. I get a, well, it's not totally demonetized. It's a restricted monetization, which means like certain advertisers won't advertise on my videos because it's too hot for TV, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so let's get into this first group of date ideas, okay? So these ones are adventurous and outdoor dates, right? These ones can really be fun for you. And the best part about all of this, guys, the best part about all of this is that women want you to make the plans anyway. So you get to pick whatever you want to do, okay? You get to find something that's fun for you to do, and you're just taking her along for the ride, all right? What if I pick the wrong thing and then she doesn't like it? Well, then you go do it anyway, okay? Maybe she hates fun. That's not your problem. Your problem is to find something that's fun for you to do and invite her to join you. But I guarantee women just want you to make the plans and set the tone and lead in this area. So whatever you pick, she's going to like doing. And if you make it fun for her, it doesn't matter what you pick. Okay. So the first one here is an interesting one. I've never actually done this. I almost had an opportunity to once, though. It was right near the end of my relationship with Red Pill Chick. We went to do a 5K race at this event near Aspen, and they had a hot air balloon festival at the same time. Okay, so a hot air balloon festival. They also had a 5K race. We were going to go there, go for a ride in the hot air balloons, and then do our 5K race afterwards. And for whatever reason, the weather condition wasn't right, so the hot air balloons, they just inflated and then they deflated, and they didn't actually go off the ground. Apparently, the weather's got to be just right for hot air balloons. And the weather wasn't right that day, but that is something that you could do, right? A hot air balloon ride. So experience breathtaking views while sipping champagne at sunrise or sunset. If you're drinking champagne at sunrise, you're an alcoholic. No judgment. No judgment. Make it a mimosa, right? You put an orange juice in it. Now it's breakfast. So that's something you could do. If I don't know if he's watching live right now, but we have brother John from Beer Club. He's a trucker out of Utah, and he also is a hot air balloon pilot. And so he goes to hot air balloon events and around the country and does that sort of thing. If you guys need to know where the hot air balloon events are, so you can do this sort of thing, get in Beer Club and talk to my boy John. He'll tell you. All right. The next one on the list here is nighttime kayaking or paddleboarding. Uh, that doesn't sound fun to me, but some people like water adventures. So find a bioluminescent bay or go on a moonlit paddle adventure. There's some places around here where I'm at where they could do that sort of thing. There's like a place called like Snook's Bottom where you can go there and do paddle boards in the evening. They have like events like that. I'm sure there's something like that in your area. All the white women love stand-up paddle boards these days, man. That is white women, they do all the same things, right? They wear their Ugg boots, they drink their pumpkin spice lattes, and they go do stand-up paddle boards. Like, a girl is a basic biatch if she loves stand-up paddle boards, man. Those things were totally in like 10 years ago. Stand-up paddleboards were all the rage. All the stand-up paddleboard places popped up all over here on the Western Slope, and all the white women were doing it. So I guarantee if you're dating a white girl, if you're dating a basic white girl and she's got her Uggs and her pumpkin spice latte, she'll love paddleboarding at night. The next one is a glamping getaway. A glamping getaway. I wouldn't recommend this, but some of you guys are city folk. So what you could do is you can either own one. I'd recommend renting one. There's no need to spend that kind of money unless you're going camping so much that you need a camper trailer. I'd recommend just renting one, right? You don't have to deal with the maintenance on it or whatever. And if you're only going out like once a year, there's no reason to invest, $60,000 to $100,000 or more on a fancy pull along camper trailer. But if you just want to do this for a one-off date, go rent one. Go get a really nice camper trailer. Have some gourmet meals, plush beds. Go out and stargaze. Drink by the fire, and all that kind of stuff would be fun to do. A lot of that. One of the things I don't like about glamping is a lot of that kind of stuff is like you're in a camper trailer, so you have all of the modern conveniences, and a lot of those come with satellite TV and everything. It's like, why are you even going camping at that point? If you're going to go there and watch satellite TV in a camper trailer, like, just stay home. You know what I mean? I like regular camping. I've taken Nurse Chick out camping. The last time we went up on the Mesa, and it was fun. We went tent camping, but it was so cold. It was so damn cold that we couldn't do the hanky panky because it was too goddamn cold to get out of our clothes. So that's one benefit of glamping, right? You typically have a camper trailer that has a heater in it, right? You have a camper trailer that keeps the heat on, so you can do all the hanky panky you want. What I've done since then, though, is I bought an extra -15 bag, right? So I have a -15 sleeping bag, and that thing is cozy, right? So we could zip those two together, and then it's a shared experience. It's pretty sweet. The next one we have here is I have never done this on a date, but I did last year. I went with my son down to Orlando, and we did this. This was pretty fun, but you could take a helicopter tour of your city. They're not that expensive. They're a couple $100. They're kind of a short little thing, but man, what a fun experience, man. Just getting in a little helicopter and having them fly all over the city and stuff like that. They have that sort of thing in, I've seen it in Miami and I've seen it in Orlando, but that's an option for you if your local city has that. I don't think Grand Junction has that. You know what? There was one time I almost did a ultralight ride. They have ultralight rides out in Telluride, Colorado, and those aren't too expensive either. Some of these are things that you might only do like once in a lifetime or once a year. Like, I wouldn't recommend making this like your once a month thing. Some of these things, because they're kind of pricey, but these are fun things to do. So helicopter tour your city, and then an underground cave tour. If you are in an area that has that sort of thing, those things can be fun. I one time went with Red Pill Chick one time to Cave of the Winds, which is over by Colorado Springs. that's a fun kind of little tour. You know, you go underground spelunking. They show you like all the stalactites and stalagmites. That's kind of fun, right? So explore natural caves, go spelunking, or even take a boat ride in an underground lake. I don't know if where's an underground lake at? It's on my list here though. Take a boat ride in an underground lake. That would be kind of a cool experience. Do any of you guys in the chat know where an underground lake might be where you could go take a boat tour in? I don't know. Anyway, CW sent a $5 super chat. He's gonna get me demonetized. He's a beer club brother. He goes, "Yeah, let's get you demonetized. What's good, beer club gents? Date ideas, ride ATVs and get dirty. Oh, that would be a fun one. And if you already own the ATVs, it's not a big expense, right? That would be a fun thing to do. You're going to get this one. Since he's a beer club brother, he gets bumped up to the $10 super chat. So I'm going to give him this one.
Thank you for the super chats. Movies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
All right. John says renting a cabin's always a win. Yeah, renting cabins is good. Up on the Grand Mesa, they've got lots of cabin rentals and stuff up there. Nurse check. We got to go rent a cabin this summer. Underground lake in Tennessee or Kentucky. Oh, do they have underground lakes there? That would be cool. All right, let's see here. Was this? You're talking to me. The guy has drinker 4 Roses bourbon, half a bottle by 10 a.m. What is this? Okay. Anyway. All right, guys, do follow me on social media. The links are in the description for that. I'm on all the good platforms. I'm on TikTok Live right now. Guys, if you were watching on TikTok Live, head on over to my YouTube channel. We're live over there. And get on the email list, guys, list.comeonmanpod.com. Get my free ebook, She's Made You Weak. It's all about the betatization process and how attraction tends to erode over time in long-term relationships and what you can do to prevent that. And if the attraction's already eroded in your relationship and you want to turn that around, get my latest book, Get Her to Fuck You Again, which is available on Amazon and Audible. If you go to books.comeonmanpod.com, you can get a copy of that. Let me play a commercial for that real quick, and then we'll get back to the topic today.
Are you tired of the dead bedroom? Wondering what happened to the passion, the connection, and the spark? Well, here's your answer. Introducing Get Her to Fuck You Again, a red pill guide to fix a dead bedroom, now on Amazon. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about real strategies that work. If your wife has stopped being intimate with you, it's not because the love is gone. It's because the attraction is gone. And that's fixable. This book will teach you the skills to lead your marriage, rebuild your confidence, and become the man she can't stop thinking about. 3 reasons to get this book. 1. It breaks the cycle. You'll learn how to stop doing the same things that are killing her attraction and start doing the things that reignite it. 2. It's practical and proven. With clear, actionable steps, you'll build yourself into the man you were always meant to be. 3. It works for men like you. Paul Bauer has helped hundreds of men just like you fix their dead bedrooms. And now, it's your turn. Don't let another day go by feeling frustrated and disconnected. Go to Amazon right now and buy Get Her to Fuck You Again. Read it, apply it, and watch your marriage transform. The connection isn't gone forever. You just need the roadmap to get it back. And this book is it.
If you guys get the book, it's literally just date ideas. That's all it is. It's just a whole book full of date ideas, and that's how you get your... No, I'm just kidding. It's not. I do have a chapter on going on dates and why it's important to date your girl, but there's more to it than that, right? If you've let the relationship get to a place where you're in a dead bedroom, there's a lot of other shit you got to do to fix that, and that's all available in the book. All right, so the next section of date ideas, guys, is classy and intimate dates. These are fancy Pinky's updates. Okay. So this one, Nurse Chick and I do a lot. We do this quite often. This is kind of one of our go-tos. It's usually on a special occasion of some kind though, but a speakeasy adventure. Nurse Chick and I love going to speakeasies. So find a hidden speakeasy with a secret entrance and enjoy handcrafted cocktails. And the reason why we don't do this so often is usually those handcrafted, artisan type cocktails, which are really good. They usually have a crap load of sugar in them. And Nurse Chick and I, we try to stick to a keto diet, right? So that means no sugar for us. So we can't typically indulge in those types of drinks, but on special occasions, we'll do that. There's one in Montrose, Colorado called Felonies, which is our favorite. And every week they change the password. So if you go to their Facebook page, they have in their profile picture, they'll have the password. And so you go there, you go down this back alleyway, and they have a little sliding thing in the door, and you have to tell them the password, and then they let you in. And it's like a 1920s, 30s prohibition era style speakeasy. And you go in there, there's pictures of like gangsters on the wall and, old pictures like that, lots of pinup art. And it's just a real classy place. Nurse Chick and I, we like to go there dressed up. We like to go there and get dressed fancy. But it's Western Slope, Colorado, so no one's dressed fancy in there. And we like to just go in there and pretend we're better than everybody. So that's a fun thing we like to do. There's a speakeasy style place in Grand Junction called Moody's, which we also like going to, but they don't have the cool password and everything like that. But the ambiance in there is very speakeasy-esque. We go out to Salt Lake City and Provo all the time. And there was a place in Provo one time that had a pretty cool speakeasy. You walk in and it looks like a jewelry shop. And then you go through a bookcase to go into the inside. And that place was really cool until the burlesque show. And then they had a bunch of weirdos doing a burlesque show, which that part wasn't cool. But then we found another speakeasy down in Provo that was legit. Like you go in there, same kind of thing. You go through a bookcase, like a false bookcase to get into the speakeasy area. And that one was neat because it had games to play. Like you could shoot pool and the pool was free. You could play shuffleboard and like all that kind of stuff. And all that kind of stuff was free. And it was, pretty nice little place. Wasn't as happening as the other places that we've been to, but it was still a cool place. So speakeasies are fun. And these are really good to do the first time you do it with her as a mystery date, right? You tell her, hey, like, dress like this. Don't tell her where you're going. Just be ready by 6 or something, and grab these shoes and wear that dress. And then take her to one of these places that she's never heard of. And then she's like, where are you taking me? Right. And then, you have to know the password. Like it's a very cool experience. The first time you take a girl to do that. The first time I took Nurse Chick, I did it as a mystery date. She liked it. Private wine tasting at home is an option. So you can hire a sommelier. I don't know how to pronounce that. A sommelier to curate a personalized tasting session. I guess that's an option for you, especially if you live in like a wine country area. Like out here, we could probably swing a dead cat and find a place like that. There's a bunch of wineries down in Palisade. There's wineries here in Cedar Edge. And so it'd be pretty easy to do something like that. I'm not a big wine guy, but if you're a wine guy, that might be an option, right? Find someone that will do that and do a private wine pairing or a wine tasting at your house. A couple's spa day. Nurse Chick and I have done this, right? So opt for a private suite with massages, facials, hot tub soak, that kind of thing. I was thinking more of like we go to a hot springs. That's what I was thinking of, but you could do that as well. Nurse Chick actually did the couples massages thing once. She planned that one. We went out to Glenwood Springs, and they have if you ever are in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, right? There's a couple of hot spring places. There's the original Glenwood Hot Springs. That place sucks, right? It's like a giant swimming pool with like all these families are in there and everyone's in the giant swimming pool. And the giant swimming pool itself is a hot spring pool, right? So it's hot in there, it's warm, and people just soak in there, but it's all just like one big mass, like orgy, right? But there's families there. So there's kids like yelling around, and or yelling and screaming and jumping into the water and causing problems, right? Down the road is a place called Iron Mountain Hot Springs. Now, some people will bring their kids there, but the kids are relegated to the swimming pool area. And then there's the hot tub area, which the hot spring hot tubs, it's quiet zone. Like, kids are not allowed to be obnoxious and loud in there. So if the kids are there, they have to be quiet or else the management kicks them out, right? That place is cool. If you're ever in Glenwood Springs, go to that place. But yeah, Nurse Chick and I will go do that. We'll go do Iron Mountain Hot Springs. And then one time she did hire a couples massage, which was funny because it was down this back alleyway in Glenwood. And we go to this person's house. They had their massage practice set up like down in their basement, right? And this was like right after COVID. So these guys were like total liberal hippies too. So they made us put like masks on and shit. And then they bring us down into this dark basement, and we're like, and I'm like, Nurse Chick, where the hell are we right now? Are we about to get murdered? Like, this is kind of creepy. This is how scary movies start. And then they had us go into this room, strip down, get on tables, and then like they had two masseuses come in and play this like music and massage. It was fun. It was very, very bougie. That might be something for you to do. Maybe for you to plan that. I wouldn't have planned that. I think that's more something that Nurse Chick liked to do. So she planned that, but that's fine. You can have fun with that. Opera or jazz club night. So a classy, romantic, and different from usual concert or bar scene. I probably would never go to an opera. Jazz club, maybe. But I did take Nurse Chick to a dueling piano show once, and that was fun. If you guys get a chance, go do a dueling piano show, right? They have two guys up there, and they take tips, and they can play pretty much any song that you request on a piano, and it's just a big fun experience to do that sort of thing. So I took Nurse Chick to one of those once. A luxury picnic in a scenic spot. That would be fun. I like hiking, I'm like Aaron Clary like that. I don't like to hike like Aaron Clary, but I like to go hiking. Aaron Clary, like, he goes hiking and that's his gym time. Like, he is a brisk walker. He likes parkouring. Like, I'm not joking about the parkour stuff. Like, Aaron Clary likes, shimmying down rock faces, and he likes, rappelling down. The last place he and I went hiking, they had rappel ropes, and we had to rappel down certain areas. It was nuts. And then he didn't want to like wait for people going down rappel ropes, so he would parkour his way down the rocks. And it was like, dude, I'm not following you that way. I'm gonna die. Like, stop. I want to wait for the rope, Clary. Jesus. Anyway, so I like hiking, and what's a fun thing to do is like pack a lunch and then hike to a scenic area where you have like a nice overlook. And I've done that with Nurse Chick. There's a really cool place up on the mesa. One of my favorite trails. It's probably one of the most rugged trails. It's a 10-mile loop if you do the whole thing. It's called Craig's Crest. And Craig's Crest, I've ran it. I ran it a bunch of times. I did the Grand Mesa Ultra a couple of years ago, and I did the 18-mile race. And the 18-mile race, a part of that is you got to run out and run around Craig's Crest Loop, which is 10 miles, and then run back to the starting place. So the total event was an 18-mile loop for me. And to prepare for that, I ran Craig's Crest twice in one day. So that's 20 miles in a day. That was a lot of running. Anyway, I like hiking that trail. And if you hike to the top, there's this really cool overlook that sort of looks out over the Debec area. If you guys are familiar with the western slope of Colorado, it's pretty cool. And then you can eat up there, and that's just fun. It's just a fun romantic type thing to do. Highly recommend doing that. All right. Hopefully, so far we've gotten 10 date ideas, guys. Any other? Let's see here. Sommelier. Thank you. Eric says, yes, dueling piano bar is a good time. I agree. Do any of you guys have, let's see here. Chad Elkins is doing date night tonight. Sweet. What are you doing? Bro? Coffee dates. Alex says coffee dates. You bastard. See, Alex, those are acceptable for new chicks. Although Nurse Chick and I go do coffee dates quite a bit because she's a coffeeaholic. But I'm talking about like women that have earned this kind of treatment. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like first dates. I would never take a new chick that I just met, especially on a dating app, on any of these things. Not fucking once. Right? Chicks have to earn this kind of treatment, and nurse chicks earn this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Time and time again. You know what I'm talking about, babe. All right. So guys, get in Beer Club, beer.comeonmanpod.com. It's a good group of dudes. There's about 50 guys in there. It's the perfect place to get together with like-minded men. Most guys don't have good male friends that they can bring their problems to. So what do? They're married. They're in a long-term relationship. They bring all their baggage and their problems to their girl. Well, here's the truth. Women don't care about your problems, right? They wait at the finish line. They bang the winners. They don't care about your struggles. They care about the results, right? Like, let's say you're a successful man and you struggled to get there. They don't care about that struggle. They care about the end result, right? They don't want to hear about it. And that's sad to say. And I often say that women think they care. Women may even want to care, but they're just not evolutionarily wired to care, right? So who do you talk to about this kind of stuff? Well, you bring it to the boys. That's what Beer Club's for. Go to beer.comeonmanpod.com. If you guys are watching right now, hey, Hank, thanks for hitting that like button, bro. Go to the link in my bio and you'll find it there. And it's only $10 a month. We're having our next meetup next week on the 27th, guys. And then if you guys want to work with me directly, if you're in a marriage and it's been going downhill for years and you want to turn that around, you don't want to just throw in the towel, you don't want to quit, you take your vows seriously, you want to fix this, you had a great thing with her and you don't know where you went wrong, book a free call with me, okay? Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. All right, so the next section, some of these are going to be fun for her. Some of these might be fun for you, but these are things that you can make fun no matter what, okay? But if you're ever wondering, like, what's something that she would enjoy doing, which I think it's kind of important to pick some of these types of things, occasionally. But it's more important for you to find something that you enjoy doing that you want to invite her along for, okay? That'll make these way more fun for you. And, but just know that occasionally she's going to want to do certain things. Now, she's probably going to bring these up. If you're doing this regularly, so I regularly will plan outings with Nurse Chick. If there's something that she really wants to do, she just plans it now. Right. And so it's sort of like, this is how the relationship runs. We like doing things together. We plan things. Right. And so I tend to try to take the lead on that, but every once in a while, Nurse Chick will come up with great ideas too. So pottery or glass blowing class. So create something together, keep it as a memory. They have lots of those types of places. There's one in Grand Junction called Fat Cat Pottery. I think you could go there and, they have a wheel and they'll show you how to do it. And you have a whole couples thing and you guys just have a fun time making these things and, run it through the kiln and create it. I don't know. That might be something fun to do. This is something, murder mystery dinner or an escape room. I've done both these things. The escape room, Nurse Chick and I have done a couple of times. Right? Those are fun to do. Nurse Chick and I have not done a murder mystery dinner, but I went to one, man, years ago. Back when I was married, we went and did a murder mystery dinner. Those things are super fun to do. Right. But both these things would be really fun for a guy to do. But the escape room, man, basically what you do, if you've never been in one, is you have to team up with her and you're in a room. They lock you. They don't really lock you in a room. You can leave anytime you want. Right. Otherwise, I think it would be illegal. But you have this sort of simulated locked room and you have to figure out clues in order to escape the room. Right. And that's the fun part. You have to work together. And it's a great place to see if you are compatible with each other and if you guys can work together under pressure. Right. That would be a good thing to do if you're in a new relationship and you really, you really want to test this girl and see how well you can work with her. And it's still like relatively new in the relationship, but she's putting out, so she's earned one of these things. And you take her to one of these to see how she can react in the moment, see like what her problem solving skills are like. And man, it's just, it really, you can really see what kind of people you're working with, right? Do they get frustrated easily? Like all that kind of stuff. Anyways, Nurse Chick and I, the last time we didn't make it out. We lost. We couldn't get out in time. There was still, we got into the secondary room. We were able to get in there and then time ran out. It sucked. So much fun though. You can take a private cooking class if you're into cooking, I guess. So learn to make an exotic dish together with a professional chef. That might be fun. I just prefer to let Nurse Chick cook. She's already really good at it. She doesn't need a class. She knows what she's doing. A silent disco night. Oh, those are fun. I one time went to a hospital event. They have these galas out here. And years ago, I went to a community hospital had a gala out here that I went to, and they had a silent disco. So if you guys don't know what a silent disco is, they basically hand out earphones, right? And so you put on these earbuds or earphones, and you can select which music you want. And they usually have a selection of like a couple of different genres, and you pick whichever one you want. And then you're dancing to it. So everyone goes out on the dance floor and they're dancing to the music that's in their headphones. No one else can hear it. So it's kind of funny to watch these people just out there just dancing, you know? So you go there with your girl, you guys put on earbuds, you guys make sure you're on the same channel, and then you guys can dance at a silent disco. Those things can be fun. And it's also fun to watch people dance when you don't know what song they're listening to, you know? That's always fun to do too. So if you like people watching, there's another reason to go to a silent disco night. Paint and sip night. They have those things out here. There's a place in Grand Junction that does that. This is pretty popular with the white girls, the basic white girls, but you go and you have an art class. It's usually a bunch of couples in these types of art classes, and then they give you something to paint, usually some kind of still image, like some kind, like maybe like a bowl of fruit or something like that. And then you guys sit there and paint together, and they give you wine and you pay a fee, and they give you unlimited wine and you paint until you're drunk. That's that's a funny thing you could do. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Chad says he's doing dinner and some dancing at Guitars and Cadillacs. Ooh, where's Guitars and Cadillacs? Okay. So the next one is playful and unique experiences, and then we'll wrap this up here. Go-kart or axe throwing. I've done both these things with Nurse Chick. Over in Grand Junction, there's Bananas, which you typically take kids to. You take kids to go to Bananas, and they have go-karts there and mini golf and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of fun to do. But axe throwing, Nurse Chick found a place in Grand Junction called Axology. And besides Axology, there's also a bowling alley that does axe throwing down in Montrose. So I've done both places, but Axology is rad. Like you go to Axology, you get your alcohol. They have sort of like this open area where you can like throw with a bunch of people. And then they have like a private area in the back where you can just rent the private area. You have a couch back there. They'll serve you alcohol, and they actually show you how to throw the axes properly. So you pretty much get a bullseye every time. That's pretty fun to do. It's pretty fun to do. Nurse Chick and I've done that a few times now. Ooh, this is interesting. A secret cinema experience. So an immersive theater show where you're a part of the story. Ooh, I've never done that. Have any of you guys done that? A secret cinema experience? Never even heard of that before. But you basically go there and you're a part of the story. That would be fun. That would, to me, would be almost like a murder mystery dinner place, though. Like the murder mystery dinner place, like that, those things are interesting because you're sort of there watching a play happen, and then like the characters of the play are interacting with you because they're also serving dinner and stuff like that. Nurse Chick and I have been to not a secret cinema experience or a murder mystery together, but we have done a vaudeville show. There's in Glenwood, there's a vaudeville theater, and they'll do a dinner show where they have various acts come on, and then the actors and singers and stuff like that all come down and serve you food. That kind of stuff's fun. Drive-in movie with a twist. So a drive-in movie, but bring gourmet snacks, cozy blankets, and make it special. Nurse Chick and I, we do drive-ins in the summertime. There's a drive-in theater down in Delta, Colorado. We'll go down there and put folding chairs in the back of the truck and bring our own snacks and just hang out in the back of the truck. That's kind of fun to do. And if you some people will put mattresses in the back of their trucks and, do the whole blanket thing, and you can do all that. That would be fun to do. Rooftop stargazing with a telescope. Bonus points for making a custom playlist. So if you go out on a rooftop, let's say you're in the city, you're in the city, you're on a rooftop, and you got a telescope out there and you have some cool music, that might be fun to do. Although if you're in the city and you're on a rooftop in the city, you still might not see the stars because of all the light pollution. But out here, you can see the stars pretty good out here in my backyard because, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So it's pretty easy to see the stars and stuff like that. Nurse Chick and I, we've never done that. We've never sat out with a telescope. But one thing that we do on a regular basis is we do fire pit date nights where I have a fire pit out in my backyard, and we'll go out there and sit by the fire and drink out adult beverages and talk and look at the stars and all that kind of stuff. That's fun. And then the last one here is a retro arcade or a pinball lounge. So play vintage games while sipping craft cocktails. In Orlando, I've never done this. There's no like retro arcades or pinball lounges around here. The closest thing to any kind of arcade would be Bananas, and their video games suck. And I judge all video game places by if they have the game Time Crisis or not. If an arcade doesn't have Time Crisis, it's trash. It's a trash arcade, and it's not worth your time. But I was with my son in Orlando, and we were looking for things to do. We went to Disney World one day, and then the next day we went, like he's obsessed with cologne, so we went cologne shopping at one of the outlet malls there. And then we ended up going to a place called Arcade Monsters, which I think is a big franchise. I think they have Arcade Monsters out in Texas and stuff too. Man, Arcade Monsters is a cool place. I liked Arcade Monsters better than Dave & Buster's. We also went to a Dave & Buster's, but man, Arcade Monsters, you pay a cover charge to go in there, and then all the games are free, basically. Whereas at Dave & Buster's, you have to fill up your power card or whatever, and then you're paying all sorts of money to play all these games and keep playing, and it ends up costing a lot of money. Their food's good, though. But at Arcade Monsters, their food is good, and it's relatively inexpensive, and they have a lot of vintage games, like games from like the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that. It's a really fun place to go, and you can drink adult beverages there. I remember I went there with my son, and I was drinking Yinglings because we don't have Yingling beer out here on the western slope of Colorado, and my chief in the Navy was always obsessed with Yingling beer, and so anytime I go out to the East Coast and they have it, I always get Yinglings. So I was drinking Yinglings at Arcade Monsters and having a blast, and that would be a fun date, kind of thing. The only problem with a place like that, like Arcade Monsters, is kind of loud in there, like you have all the sound from the arcade, they have music playing in there and stuff like that. So it's not a good place to go there and talk a lot, but you guys could go there and join forces in games and play games. Nurse Chick and I, I've never been to Arcade Monsters with her, but I have been to Dave & Buster's with her a few times, and that's usually fun. That is a fun date night idea. Arcade Monsters is a blast, CW. If you ever come down to the lower 48, definitely find one. All right, so that's 20 date ideas that you guys could take your LTRs or your wife on. All right. Like I said, I don't recommend, if you guys are not in a long-term relationship and you're just casually dating girls from dating apps right now, don't take them on any of these things. Okay. They have to earn this sort of thing. This is for exclusive relationship type stuff, right? A lot of you guys in the dating circuit are trying to impress women by doing this type of crap on a first or second date. And when a chick hasn't even put out yet, like, don't, like, drinks only, keep things low investment at first until they've earned prime date opportunities like this. Okay. They got to earn that kind of shit. But I would imagine that if you've gone ahead and pulled that trigger and put a ring on it, she's earned it in some capacity, at least once or twice. All right. But I'll tell you what, man, if your relationship is in the trash and like, you got to get my book to start turning things around, you can't immediately just start doing date night. All right. You've got to stop letting yourself be taken for granted again. And you got to start, being your own mental point of origin. You got to start doing your own kind of thing again. You got to start building your value up again. And then get to a place where your wife has to earn this shit back, right? She's got to earn this stuff again. And then start taking her on date nights, right? She starts treating you a little bit better. Cool. Let's reward that good behavior, right? All right. Guys, tune into the podcast on Friday. Thor's new book is out, The Superhero Inside. In fact, let me do this here. So I helped Thor format his book, and I wrote the foreword for it. Let me do this here. It's called The Superhero Inside, right? The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence, the Superhero Inside. And this is it. Boom. Yes. The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence, the Superhero Inside. And so I worked with HUDs from the Dragon Ship, and I worked with Glenn Lawrence to get the cover done. And I helped Thor format the book because, he got the book all together, but it was sort of jumbled and all that kind of stuff. Thor has, he's dealing with brain cancer, right? So he's got a lot of the medicines he's taken is giving him dyslexia and like all that kind of stuff. He can't put this stuff together in a very coherent fashion. So he handed all of his material over to me and he's like, clean this up, get it ready for publishing. So I said, yeah, sure. I'll help you out. So we put that all together. I wrote the foreword. I got it all nice and neat and ready for publishing. And then we got together on Saturday night, and we got together and got it uploaded, or maybe it was Sunday. Anyway, the book is available. It's available in Kindle and hardcover. There's a problem with the paperback, which I got to get with HUDs and Glenn tonight to fix it, but it should be pretty quick fixes, and the paperback will be ready. And then, so we'll talk about this more on Friday. And let me stop sharing this. The book is awesome, though. It is really good. I'm working on the audio version. Like I said, Thor with his dyslexia, he can't do the audio version himself. So I'm like, just let me do it, man. just let me do the audio. So I finished chapter 1 yesterday. So I did all the opening credits. I did the foreword, I did the intro, and I did chapter 1 yesterday. So we're working through it. There's 10 chapters and a conclusion chapter, and then his bonus chapter at the end. The bonus chapter is in all the Essential Skills books, right? But yeah, so we're tune into that Friday. You'll figure out what the book is about. Let me drop a link to it here in the chat if you guys want to go get the Kindle edition or the hardcover. But yeah, we'll do that. And then on Saturday, the Dragon Ship episode, we are doing another fundraiser for Thor. We're trying to, it's the original GoFundMe that we created for him a couple of years ago. We still have never matched that goal. And we're getting to a place where Thor and Missy need home care, right? So we need to finish that goal and get to that goal so that we can help Thor and Missy pay for that long-term coverage. So tune into that. But buying the book's going to help. It's going to help a lot. And it's a goddamn good book, man. It's all about developing your own internal superhero inside and how to get your mindset set to where you have this thing that you can call on anytime you need confidence, or, you need to get shit done and you don't feel like doing it. You call on the superhero inside yourself and you make yourself do it. It's a good book. You guys are going to really like it. All right, guys. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday without fail. Thanks to everyone that sounded off in the live chat. I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chats. You got me demonetized, but it's worth it. And then, guys, follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Get on the email list.comeonmanpod.com. Get the ebook, She's Made You Weak. It'll tell you about why attraction erodes in a long-term relationship and what you can do to prevent that. All my books are available at books.comeonmanpod.com, either on Amazon or Audible. Just do a search for Paul Bauer on Amazon or Audible, and you'll find my books as well. Get in Beer Club, beer.comeonmanpod.com is a good group of guys, and it's a perfect outlet for men and for you to connect with like-minded men. And then if you want to work with me directly, go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. All right. That's all we got. We will see you guys on Friday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.